the great honor and privilege of being the superintendent of Douglas County Schools. And I am so excited to have you all here tonight so that we can talk about our amazing school district, all the work that we have done, what the support from our community has meant, what challenges we're facing. We're going to celebrate and hear from our amazing kids. And lastly, we're going to celebrate our awesome award-winning schools. So we're really excited to have you all here tonight. Thank you for taking time out of your evening to come. So most importantly, we are going to start with the national anthem. And Annie Roth from Highlands Ranch High School is here to sing the national anthem. Come on up, Annie. Everyone stand, yeah. All right, you got it? Okay.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Yeah. Oh my God, that was so amazing. Okay, so on that note, I think my microphone turned off, so hold on a second. Can everyone hear me? Nope? All right, that's fine. We're going to improvise. We are all about improvising here in Douglas County. Okay. All right, how about now? Perfect. So now I'm wearing 2 lapel mics, carrying one. It's perfect. All right, well, welcome everyone, and thank you again for being here with us this evening. We are so excited that you all joined us to talk about Douglas County Schools. And whenever I talk about Douglas County Schools, I always start with our mission and our vision. And it really can be summed up this way. It is our job in Douglas County School District, and something that we strive to do across our 90 schools and our 850 square miles, to make sure that we do everything possible for each and every one of our children to meet their individual potential and ensure that each and every one of them can have the absolute brightest future possible as they leave our system and enter the world. That is what we are all here to do, and it is something that unites our 90 schools and all across Douglas County. And in that regard, we have a lot to be proud of. We are proud of the following things that I just want to share with you because we're so excited. Our schools and our teachers and our staff and our kids and our families have all worked together to accomplish these things. So first and foremost, for the first time in a decade, Douglas County School District is now the highest performing school district in the metro area. We're really proud of that. But even more importantly, in every subject and every grade, our kids exceeded our own 2019 pre-pandemic scores. So our kids are actually better off than they were before the pandemic began. And that makes us unique. I'm sorry about the sound. I'm just going to yell. Can you guys hear me? All right. You know what? I am going to use my outdoor voice, or at least what my kids always called my outdoor voice. So we are one of the only school districts across the country that in every subject and every grade, our kids exceeded our 2019 pre-pandemic scores. That is amazing, and that is attributable to our staff. We also saw massive achievement in all of our student subgroups because our teachers and staff focus on each and every one of our children. Our kids saw increases for students with disabilities. We saw increases in achievement for students experiencing poverty. And we saw increases in achievement for our students that are multi-language learners. We're one of the only districts in the state of Colorado that can say that. And we are just incredibly proud of all the work that has gone on in our schools to make that happen. So we're really excited about that. Sorry about the sound. And it's fine, I'll just keep talking loud. I don't need to talk for the rest of the weekend, so it's going to be fine. We are also one of the leaders in the country who are blurring the lines between K-12 education and higher education. So let me tell you a little bit about what that means. We have partnerships with 5 higher education partners such that kids can take courses in our high schools that are giving them college credits on a college transcript. And in fact, this year our families will save over $10 million in tuition because their students will leave high school with a college transcript. And that is absolutely amazing. We are also offering 52 pathways across our district. And you're going to hear tonight from some of our amazing students who are doing all of these different pathways. We offer 52 pathways to go directly into career and industry, or to go to, of course, to go to college, and everything in between. So our kids can get industry certifications that will take them right into their career or allow them to have. Everyone here? All right, I'm going to turn this one off because it keeps coming on and off. All right. Okay, all right. Oh, look at that. All right, yay! All right, and we're working on our sound here in Douglas County School District, but it is fine because when we fail, we get up and try again. Also, our district was ranked number 11 on a list of the top 250 most envied school districts across the country. The next Colorado school district was number 67. We are really, really proud of that accomplishment as well, and we hope that will attract families to Douglas County. Because I know all of you join me in hoping that families from across the state of Colorado and across the country will want to come move here to Douglas County to send their kids to our amazing schools. A few other accomplishments this year that our staff have been working on. This year, for the first time, the state of Colorado introduced universal pre-K. So that means that preschoolers, 4-year-olds, get a free education about 11 hours a week through the state of Colorado universal pre-K program. And so we had to implement the space, the programming, all of the things to be able to offer universal pre-K across our district. And our early childhood program did an amazing job doing that. It is our goal to offer pre-K in every single one of our elementary school buildings. That is going to take a few moments, but that is absolutely our goal because our kids, from the time they are 4 years old, can come through our system and receive that amazing education in a very continuous way. We have also done a lot of work around educators. As you all know, there is a nationwide shortage of educators. And we've done everything that we can do in Douglas County School District to make sure that instead of being victims of a nationwide shortage, we are just taking the bull by the horns and doing everything that we can in this district to solve those problems. So one of the first steps that we took, we got a program, our own program, approved through the Colorado Department of Education. So we can now offer our bachelor degree employees a free program to get an alternative licensure for teaching. Rather than paying a university $6,000 to $10,000 to do that, they can do it here in Douglas County free of charge, and we can continue to work to make sure that we have the most amazing educators in front of our kids. This year, we'll be adding a special education endorsement to that program so that we will be able to also grow our own special education professionals for our kids. So we're very excited about that. Another thing that we did this year is this building that you are sitting in. This is the Douglas County School District Legacy Campus. And I'm going to talk about it for just a moment for those of you who aren't familiar with where this building came from or how we arrived at this place. The taxpayers very generously passed a bond for Douglas County Schools back in 2018. And part of that bond was building a career and technical education center. It was a very modest ask, and it really, because of the size of it, we would have been able to serve about 150 students in a career and technical education center that we planned on building in Parker. And instead, this building became available, and thanks to a cooperation between the University of Colorado and the very, very generous Lininger family, we were able to obtain this building and finish it out as a career and technical education center for the same amount of money that we would have been able to build a small career and technical education center for 150 students. Next year, we will be serving over 600 students and in career and technical education pathways in this building. And should we pass a future bond, we will be able to serve as many as 1,200 kids. So let me tell you a little bit about what we do here at the Legacy Campus. Our high schools, we have 9 comprehensive high schools across 850 square miles. We aligned all of our high school schedules this year, which was a massive, massive change for many of our high schools. And let me tell you the incredible benefits that that provided. By having a universal schedule across our high schools, our students in every high school were able to access career and technical education and concurrent enrollment programming in every other high school and here at the Legacy Campus. So if they happen to be in a high school that doesn't offer welding, but the high school up the street offers welding, they can go participate in welding. Our kids are no longer limited in their opportunities by where they live or where they go to school. Here at the Legacy Campus, we offer pathways in aviation, architectural engineering, robotics, buildings and controls, culinary, and one of my very favorites that brings me back to my point a moment ago, our Future Educator program. We have 62,000 students in our district, and many of them want to, like their teachers, become educators in their future. And so we've created a Future Educator pathway where our students can learn all about becoming a teacher and be able to do apprenticeships in our schools, working with kids, and collect credits from Metro State University. And in fact, they leave with about 24 credits from Metro State University, which is about a year's worth of credits. And so, of course, once they go to university and finish their teaching degree, they have all promised me that they are coming right back here to Douglas County School District to teach. We also purchased a building. And before you think that we have all this money and we're purchasing a building, allow me to explain. This was actually a significant accomplishment for us this year. We have a site in Parker that is a little postage stamp site with essentially 2 mobile buildings on it. And that site serves our bridge students. Those are students from 18 to 21 with significant intellectual disabilities who are learning life skills. So one of those mobile buildings serves our bridge students, and the other building is for our Child Find program, which identifies children from a very, very young age and gives them services in special education. Our kids deserve a lot better than mobiles on a postage stamp. So we have been keeping an eye out for opportunities. We recently were able to sell one of our unused school sites in Highlands Ranch. We closed on that in February. And at the same time, the Colorado Early Colleges building in Parker went on the market. It's really close to our postage stamp. So we had about $10 million in our 2 failed bond requests for building a building for our bridge students and our Child Find program. And instead, we were able to purchase the Colorado Early Colleges building. We're under contract for $4.5 million, which happens to be what we sold the other property for. So it's a 24,000 square foot building, so it is a much better deal for our taxpayers. And we can have these amazing students, our most vulnerable students, in a real building like they deserve. So we are really excited about that purchase. And then finally, yay for our kids. And then finally, the state of Colorado also passed a law mandating free lunches for all students across the entire state. Now you can imagine with 62,000 students, that was a significant lift for our nutrition services folks. And everything from now that all the kids are eating lunch, how are we going to get them through it with enough time? I mean, all of the challenges. And our nutrition services folks did an amazing job. And in fact, last year, while they were trying to figure out how they're going to feed 62,000 students, I asked them, well, while we're at it, can we just offer our staff meals too? And they said, absolutely. So we were able to implement free meals for students and staff last year, which has been amazing for all of our staff in our schools and our bus drivers and our grounds folks and everyone else that works so hard in Douglas County schools. So I'm so grateful for our nutrition services folks. And then finally, the accomplishment that had the biggest impact of all on Douglas County School District and therefore on our children was the passage of 5A. It makes me tear up. Our taxpayers, you passed 5A at a time when taxes were going up. It was a horrible, horrible time to ask for a tax increase. And our community came out and said, we support our teachers and our schools, and that was amazing. And so we implemented those salary increases for our teachers and staff in January. We were able to make them retroactive to the beginning of the school year, and those pay increases are already in place. And I want to tell you a couple of the stories that I've heard from some of our teachers. I have had more than one teacher stop me in a school and talk to me about how he or she was finally able to give up their second job to spend more time with their family because of 5A. I talked to a teacher on the phone not long ago who said he's been with Douglas County School District for 11 years, and he's never even been able to dream about home ownership. And thanks to 5A passing, he feels like he can spend the rest of his career in Douglas County, which is what he wants to do, and he can actually think about being able to own a home for the first time. That is amazing. What our community came out and did for our teachers and staff is absolutely amazing, and we are incredibly, incredibly grateful. We also, part of 5A, $6 million of 5A was for increased security support in our schools. It's unfortunate that that is something that we need to think about in this day and age, and it is. And so part of 5A was hiring a campus security specialist for all of our elementary schools. And half of our elementary schools have already hired their campus security specialist. The other half are in process. And the principals have already told me what an incredible difference having that extra set of eyes and ears and someone who's just looking out for security and locked doors and visitors and all the things, along with building relationships with the students, that it's been amazing. Part of 5A's security support was also adding additional school resource officers to our amazing group of SROs. Our law enforcement partners jumped right on it. We have already added 7 school resource officers across our district, and there are more coming thanks to 5A. So Douglas County School District has already spent 5A exactly as we said we would. The net change in our taxpayers' tax rate was 2.9 mils, which equates to $194 a year on $1 million home. And we are so grateful that the citizens of Douglas County, even at a really hard time, were willing to make that investment in our schools, in our staff, and most importantly, those who are impacted the most, our kids. And the people who helped make all of those amazing points of pride happen, We just invested in them, and they're going to stay with us and continue to do amazing things for our kids. So I would just love to have a round of applause for our taxpayers. And for those of you that are like me, I often get teased that Excel and PowerPoint are my love language. But for those of you who are data geeks like me, this graph shows the return on investment for our taxpayers. What you see on this graph are all of a number of the metro area school districts. Douglas County is the one that is on the right, and going over from Douglas County, we have Boulder, Littleton, Cherry Creek, St. Vrain, Jeffco, Denver, and Aurora. And that's the total tax rate for public schools that each of those communities are paying. The line on the top is the academic performance rating from the state of Colorado of each of those communities. So Douglas County School District has the highest academic performance rating in the metro area, and even after 5A, we still have one of the lowest tax rates. And so as a return on investment to our taxpayers and our community, we're a pretty good return on investment. However, as you all may know, we are faced with challenges when it comes to capital needs. Like we've had 5A on the ballot twice, and again, we are so grateful it passed in '23. We also had a ballot initiative, 5B, around a bond. And what a bond is it's essentially the school district asking the taxpayers' permission for us to take on debt, and then the taxpayers pay the mortgage payment for that debt. And we used to pass bonds pretty frequently in Douglas County. We just haven't for quite a while. Bonds are how we pay for capital improvements. It's how we pay for things like new schools or new buses, and many, many different things that are all capital related. Losing 5B twice has meant that it's very challenging for us to be able to keep our schools in good condition. We accumulate $35 million a year in capital maintenance needs across our 111 buildings in our 850 square mile school district. And that $35 million a year without capital funding goes unfilled. So we're unable to do all the really exciting things like replace the boilers and the chillers and the roofs, but all of those things are needed. Our kids need to be in schools that are consistently heated or cooled, preferably not both at the same time, and that are in well-working schools and adequate learning and safe learning environments. And that requires capital investment, just like on your home. And our last neighborhood school was built in 2010. So you can imagine all those schools that we sort of built all at once back in the early 2000s, all of those schools are about to be 20 years old, all at the same time. And we are going to have to replace a lot of things on those schools, just like you would on your homes. And so that's a significant challenge for us. It is also a challenge to not be able to build new schools in Douglas County. This county is complicated. Most counties are complicated, but ours is really big. We have an 850 square mile school district, which many of you have heard me say a million times, which is 2/3 the size of Rhode Island. It's really, really big. And we have lots of different discrete communities within this school district. Some of them have schools available for kids, and some of them do not. And if you look at this map, just as an example, the top of this map, circled in green, I believe, is Highlands Ranch. So I moved to Douglas County back in the year 2000 with a baby on my hip and watched Highlands Ranch absolutely explode. I grew up right on the other side of County Line Road. I remember when there was no Highlands Ranch. And Highlands Ranch exploded overnight. Highlands Ranch is 38,000 homes, and there are 18 elementary schools in Highlands Ranch for those 38,000 homes. If you look at the circle to the left, Sterling Ranch, which is west of Highlands Ranch, Sterling Ranch, just look at the geographical size and separation. It's not right next to Highlands Ranch. It is off by itself. Sterling Ranch is going to be 1/3 the size of Highlands Ranch. It will be enough for an entire feeder area of schools. It is already 20 to 25% built out. There are already enough students in Sterling Ranch to fill 2 elementary schools. And do you know how many elementary schools we have in Sterling Ranch? 0. And so what we're doing, our temporary solution, the only temporary solution that any district could have, is we are busing children from Sterling Ranch to either Roxborough or the edge of Highlands Ranch and putting them in overflow schools in other communities. And the more that we have to divide them up, to divide them among other schools, because of course there is no school sitting around that can take 600 kids all at once, we have to keep dividing it further and further up, which means more bus routes at a time when we're really struggling, all of us across the country are struggling with bus drivers. It means lots of taxpayer dollars on buses that aren't necessary and wouldn't be happening if we had a school in the vicinity of those children. And honestly, in some cases, it means a 45-minute bus drive for a kindergartner. Douglas County can offer better than this for families across this country who want to move here. We need to be able to offer schools to those children the same way that schools were offered to my children when I moved back here in the year 2000 with my babies. We have a similar problem in Ridgegate, the Canyons, and Crowfoot Valley, Crystal Valley. We have many school voids across our district where it is really, really challenging to bus children to other communities. So I often get asked about how do new schools get built? Don't the developers build new schools? They don't. I am sure there are plenty of you that feel like they should, but should is not going to make schools appear. They don't. In the state of Colorado, the law says that developers must dedicate land for public schools. So the Sterling Ranch developers and Solstice will dedicate enough land for 4 or 5 elementary schools, a middle school, and a high school. That's their part. They dedicate land. They also can pay, and they do, a voluntary impact fee per unit for growth. So they pay about $750 to $1,200 a unit for growth. And I've had people ask me, well, just use that money to build a new school. And my answer is, well, let's talk about math for a moment. Sterling Ranch, it's already 25% built out. We have raised $3 million in impact fees. One new elementary school is a $55 million proposition. $3 million is not going to build an elementary school. So how do we build schools? How did we build all of those schools in Highlands Ranch? And the answer is we pass bonds. That's how we've built schools. That's how we've always built schools. If you look at this graph, the red bars are bonds that have been passed in the past, starting in 1997 on the left. I could have gone all the way back to 1984, because from 1984 to 2006, we passed a bond every 3 years in Douglas County, like clockwork. That's why we have schools. And the way that it works is a little like your mortgage. When you buy a house, you're paying a mortgage. And after a while, you can refinance your mortgage. You've paid off some principal, and you have a couple of choices. You can make your mortgage payment go down, or you can take out a HELOC to finish your basement or remodel and end up with the same mortgage payment, but now you have a finished basement. Similarly, a school district takes on debt, and as our debt sunsets, our debt payment goes down. And if we fill that debt payment in with new investment into our capital infrastructure, we can keep the taxpayer paid mortgage the same, more or less, year after year. Unfortunately, because we stopped passing debt for so long, in 2013, we had no choice but to ratchet our tax rate down from 15 mils to where it sits today, which is 5 mils. So that's great. It's been a benefit for our taxpayers of 10 mils, but it has also meant that the school district has been unable to invest in our capital. This year, because there's been so much growth in assessed value and in the number of homes in Douglas County, 2024 is our last opportunity to ask our taxpayers for a bond that would not result in a tax increase. So we could get a $490 million bond and keep our mills at 5 because we can fill in sunsetting debt with the new debt. If we're unable to pass a bond or we don't try in 2024, we will be forced to continue to ratchet down our tax rate because we don't have debt payments at the same rate because we're not investing in our capital. So hopefully that makes sense, but that is how bonds work and how we build new schools. That's how we take care of schools. That's how we modernize our classrooms. That's how we make sure that we're not driving old buses around. Our buses, by the way, have an average of 250,000 miles on each bus. Can you imagine? So we need some new buses too. And the truth is, when you're running on old equipment and old buses, you're paying money to maintain that stuff or to handle emergency repairs. So the taxpayers are actually losing money that they would not otherwise lose if we were able to invest in that equipment and in all of that capital. So our options are to return to the voters, as I said, in 2024. If we are unable to pass a bond in 2024 or we don't return to the voters, the only options that remain are to use our fund balance, which is like our savings account. That's one-time money, so we won't be able to use it for very long before it runs out. There are other financing options that are not very good, but even if we had another financing option, we would have to pay the payment on that financing out of the operational side of the house, which means a decrease to student programming, decreases to salaries, etc. So those are our choices if we're not able to invest in infrastructure through a bond. Okay, so that's a little bit about the amazing accomplishments and challenges that we face here in Douglas County Schools. But now I want to introduce you to some amazing students so that you can hear about their pathway in Douglas County Schools and the bright futures that they are looking forward to. So kids, why don't you come on up on stage over here. Let's give them a round of applause. All right, I don't know, we're gonna see if we can, we're gonna try it. We're gonna try this way and see what happens. Let's see, do we not have enough stools? We do. We got this.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're good, you're good. We counted the stools like 6 times and had it wrong like 6 times, so. All right, actually I want my questions. All right, these kids are amazing and I can't wait to have them introduce themselves. So, kids, I'd love to start by having each of you, without falling off my stool, I'd love to have each of you talk to us a little bit about, tell me who you are, your school, and what your hopes are for the future.
All right. Well, thank you very much. My name is Austin Chapman. I'm here representing Eagle Academy, and I also attend here at Legacy for the architectural programs, and that is hopefully going to be my future pathway is architecture.
My name is Ellie Bronson. I come from Legend High School. I'm currently taking concurrent enrollment classes like crime scene investigation or criminal investigation, and I'm hoping to pursue a career in forensics or criminal profiling.
I'm Leah. I go to Rock Canyon where I'm in the biotech program. Next year I'm pursuing a degree in chemical and biological engineering, and hopefully eventually I'll go into either medical device equipment and developing those, or maybe developing pharmaceuticals.
I'm Carter Schwarzkopf. I go to Chaparral High School, and I am in the concurrent enrollment for CNA, and I am pursuing my CNA career and getting my nursing degree at Kansas University.
My name is Parker Benfield, and I go to Highlands Range High School, and next year I'll be attending the Air Force Academy, and I hope to be a pilot in the Air Force.
My name is Garrett Wardle. I'll be going to, I am going to Thunder Ridge, and I will be going to Boulder for electrical and computer engineering, and hopefully going to radio frequency engineering.
My name is Caleb DeVolin. I am also attending Thunder Ridge. I do a lot of like CTE welding and woodworking things. And next year, I'm going to be going to CU Boulder to study engineering physics to hopefully go into quantum mechanics and quantum computing.
Right? All right. We would love to have you guys tell us a little bit about how your experience in Douglas County Schools, or how you feel that your experience in Douglas County Schools has prepared you to make your dreams come true that you just told us about.
So I believe that Douglas County has, I guess, given me a ton of opportunities, more than I could ever ask for. And that has obviously allowed me to find architecture and want to pursue it. My teachers, my counselors, all of them, they love me. They want to help me as much as they can, and they want to see me do better, and just continue to grow. And I would say that's what they did.
So I would say my experience as Douglas County, it has been really, really great because I don't think, like he said, I don't think I've gotten any more opportunities than I have at my time in Douglas County. And like I said, currently I'm in a few concurrent enrollment classes, so that's been really helpful, like financially, in order for college. And I'm also I've participated in a bunch of competitions, and I'm in a bunch of clubs, and I wouldn't have done these without my teachers kind of forcing me to. Not forcing me, but you know what I mean. But because if you would have asked me freshman year to do any of the things I'm doing now, I would have said no and just turned around and walked away. But my teachers have been a really great impact, and they've created such a comfortable environment for everybody in order to push ourselves as much as we can.
I think something that's really unique about Douglas County Schools is that they teach students how to help themselves and kind of take action. The biotech program specifically, I've learned how to communicate with my peers, with supervisors and admin within the school, with industry professionals. So I have the skills and the confidence to really be able to advocate for myself, and I think that really gives me and the other students in my school a leg up.
I have to agree with all of your guys' comments, but also with my teachers just encouraging to keep going. And with being a CNA, you're working in hospitals, you're working in retirement homes, etc., and getting to see that extra world of medical and everything, you get a leg up, and your teachers are definitely rooting you on. Going to clinicals, you're missing a lot of school, and they work with you to continue to pursue your future.
Yeah, I'd have to agree that they really do teach you how best to learn for yourself. I was lucky enough to take a few AP classes, and while the content for those AP classes was really great and will help me in my future, one of the best things I've learned was the skills from those AP classes, like time management, organization, and all of those skills really help me in the future. And on top of that, the academies really look at leadership, and they're really big on that. And through Student Senate, I've been given a lot of opportunities to build my leadership skills and branch out in that way, and to build those experiences before going into the academy.
And I think kind of most of it's been summed up at this point, I would say. But I think one thing great about Douglas County is the variety that you can have. I've been able to work or have 2 physics classes. It's welding, woodworking, numerous engineering classes. I just always had the opportunity to really push what I want to do. And I know friends that are able to go into catering, or they're able to go into biology, and it actually extends so far that you can basically be taking college classes, second-year college classes here at Douglas County. So it really gives you opportunity to do whatever you want, and the teachers are always going to be there to support you.
Yeah, I have always been a fan of science and math. So every single year when I take a new science class, I'm oh, I want to do this for my career. And the teachers have such a passion for teaching, and they teach their subjects so well that I feel I'm really understand each subject. So I feel comfortable going into college and going into a hard field, knowing that I have the knowledge and the time management skills from AP classes necessary to succeed in that field. So the opportunities at Douglas County, but specifically Thunder Ridge, are just top notch. And I've every single AP class that I've taken has just been wonderful.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to start at this end this time so that we don't have to have half of our kids say ditto, or at least a different half. But I would love for you guys to talk to us a little bit about the environment in your schools and how the environment in your schools you felt supported or helped you along and other students that you are with through your journey through Douglas County Schools, because you kids have been through COVID. I mean, you've been through so much, and here you are today, and I'd love to hear about how the staff in the schools have contributed to your success.
I, for one, have never been able to take information at face value. I always try to question like why something is, and instead of just accepting that it is. And that mindset can be difficult to work around for some teachers, but but I have felt like the teachers in Douglas County do such an amazing job of like fostering curiosity and allowing students to like really figure things out for themselves while also like guiding them along the way. And I mean, it's just phenomenal. The teachers are so amazing at harboring that curiosity, like I said, and just allowing students to find their own path.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I was also a student that constantly asked teachers questions. Like the teacher that retired last year, every day I would come in with another question, and I probably annoyed him, but I mean, he was able to put up with it, so good on him. But here within Douglas County, our teachers are just highly supportive. Like I was here this morning for another scholarship as well, where my teachers were able to support me through the process and try and help me get ready for college. So like my counselors are able to support me, my teachers are the ones who are able to decide that I would be good for it. So I think even though it doesn't seem like teachers are always doing things at face value, even behind the scenes they're trying to support their students. Because I didn't know about it until I had like an interview the next day. So even if you don't know this is happening, teachers and the staff members are always trying to support their students.
Yeah, 100% agree with that. And then I would also just go and say that they're very understanding, and they understand that a lot of us, school isn't the only thing we're doing, and we're missing school for sports, for family, for traveling. And a lot of teachers say that's totally fine, and here's other times you can make it up. You can go before school, after school. For 2 hours throughout the week, there's access where you can go and literally just talk to teachers and get help on subjects that you don't understand. And the teachers are always there supporting you, and they're not necessarily, how do I phrase this? They're there for you if you want the help and you need the help, but they also know that sometimes you need to work through problems by yourself, and they give you that space. And then when you finally say, I need help on this certain problem, they're always there to catch you and then support you through that and then help you build on that as well.
Yeah, I agree with everybody, but especially since COVID, I think that's really taken a toll on, everybody, but especially the kids that were in school. I mean, all of us that are seniors up here, freshman year was COVID, and we really didn't go to school. And we sat in our living rooms or our bedrooms or sleeping on Zooms, and we had to get through that. And I think the sophomore year, junior year, recovering from that, our teachers were there to support us and knew that we didn't really know what school was like. We lost all of those skills and all of those capabilities, I feel like, and we had to regain everything, and our teachers were there to support us and there to catch us when we fall.
Yeah, I definitely agree. School has become a place where I feel supported, not only academically, but also personally, by all my teachers and all the admin as well. You can tell that they want to be there, and they really want you to want to be there. Like, even our security guard, JT, he always does a cheer for us, like a chant for us. He leads one in all the basketball games and everything. So just those personal relationships you develop. Mr. Abner, our principal, friendliest man in the world. So it just feels like a place where you want to be, and that's so beneficial to your learning and your growth socially, academically, everything.
I think for me, so what's really nice is the teachers and administrators and all the staff, they're very realistic and relatable. Like, I've had students tell me that their teachers taught them the proper etiquette to run a red light, and I'm not condoning illegal activity, but they're just very relatable and very realistic, and it doesn't feel like you're talking to a teacher. It feels like you're just talking to just kind of like a friend. Like, it's a very friendly environment. And because the environment is so comfortable, it allows students to kind of learn how to adapt to each classroom more efficiently and how it works for them. Because when a new year starts, we have new classes, new teachers, new people, it can be a struggle to get comfortable, and it honestly feels awkward and lonely sometimes. But because the teachers have made it such a comfortable environment, and it feels like it's not like a student-teacher relationship, obviously it is, but they feel very, like they're always willing to work with you and just be on your level, so it's made it a lot easier to like kind of go, like make school a lot easier and more enjoyable for people.
I'm gonna go with everything they said, but I'm gonna add a little bit more. After COVID, I kind of struggled with high school. I was also a student at Chaparral, and just couldn't get it together. So then I applied to the school I'm currently at, Eagle Academy, and I don't mean to name drop, but he deserves it. My counselor, Andrew Pond, he has done so much for me. He's probably the most like formative person in my life. I mean, I definitely would not be in front of all of you guys without him. Don't get me wrong, I did like the second half of the work, but he definitely got my foot in the door for me, so I can't thank him enough for all that, and all of you guys for being here and listening and giving us this opportunity, so thank you.
Are these kids amazing or what? You guys, thank you so much for coming tonight and for being here to talk to us for a few minutes about your experiences. I happen to know a little bit more about what all of you have been through and done to get where you are, and you guys are amazing and amazing role models for our younger students, and just thank you for being here, for talking to all of these people. These guys are amazing. So how about a giant round of applause? All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Just gives you an idea of our amazing kids here in Douglas County Schools. And we have an environment that suits every single student, whether it's a big comprehensive high school or a smaller environment like Eagle Academy. And it is always our goal in Douglas County to make sure that every one of our kids thrive, no matter where they started or where they come from. So thank you so much to all of you for being with us tonight. Okay, before we start our awards part, I just want to talk a little bit about Douglas County School District's vision for the future. The future is bright. This is an amazing time to be in education. The world that our kids are going to go into looks so different than most of us can possibly imagine. And when we think about the kids in our system who will be graduating in 2035, we have some actual kids up there that are truly graduating in 2035 or 2030 or whatever it is. That's what we need to be thinking about as a system. We need to think about, what do we want our kids to be able to know and do as we look towards 2035? What do we want our school district, and for that matter, our community, to look like in 2035? So we will all be engaging in a process together, our staff, our community, our families, our students, to have that discussion and dream and envision the future so that we can work together to develop a plan to move us to 2035 and to bring us to that bright future that our kids have. Can you imagine the things like artificial intelligence that are out there and absolutely changing the world at speeds we can't even imagine? And in Douglas County, we are excited to dip our toe into the future and to really work with our staff and our kids and think about the future and what it would look like. We are very grateful for the partnerships with our families. They walk alongside us. Our parents walk alongside us. And it's something that we are incredibly grateful for in this community. And so together we get to think about the amazing future that our kids can have. And I hope that hearing directly from our kids gave you as much hope as I have in a world that sometimes seems like it's crazier and crazier and on fire, and all the stuff we see in the news and everything else. These kids here, the kids in our system, they are our future. And I hope tonight you feel as much hope and optimism for the future of our country if these are the kids that are going to be running it. It is going to be amazing. All right, so next we're going to present the Colorado Department of Education awards to our award-winning schools. We are incredibly, incredibly proud of the academic success of the schools in Douglas County, and a whole number of our schools, as you can see behind me, a whole number of our schools have taken home either the John Irwin Award of Excellence, which is awarded to the highest achieving schools in the state of Colorado, or the Governor's Distinguished Improvement Award, which is awarded to the schools that show the most growth in the state of Colorado. These are the top of the top, and we are so, so proud, and they didn't get there on accident. It took incredible focus and hard work for the staff, the leaders, and the kids and the families to work together to accomplish amazing things. And finally, we have one Colorado Blue Ribbon award-winning school as well. So we're going to go through and invite these leaders to come up and accept their awards on behalf of their schools. So first, I would like to invite our executive directors of schools to kind of come up and queue up over here. And we are going to start with Castle Rock. So I would like to invite Executive Director of Schools of Castle Rock, Erin McDonald, to come up and introduce her schools, and we'll make sure they get their award.
All right, thank you so much. Such a joy and honor to be here with you all this evening. We have one John Irwin School of Excellence Award, and it might be the smallest school in the district, but it is the biggest heart, and it's our sweet little Cherry Valley Elementary School.
Announce Alyssa.
And then we have a Governor's Distinguished Improvement Award. Again, we have one school getting this award, and we are so proud. And it's one of the larger schools that we have in the Castle Rock region, and that is Sage Canyon Elementary School.
Be sure to name the leader.
Sorry, got it. And just want to recognize the leaders, Elisa Tolson, the amazing leader at Cherry Valley Elementary, and Mandy Hill at Sage Canyon Elementary. And now we have one more school to announce, and this school actually is a winner of both the John Irwin School of Excellence and the Governor's Distinguished Improvement Award. So proud of this school and the leader. Thank you to our leader, Meg Jacques at Flagstone Elementary.
I'm gonna hug you first. So proud of you. Oh my gosh, so proud of you. Thank you so much. All right, take your awards. We're gonna take a picture. Jan is taking pictures back there. Okay. Okay. Yeah, come in. Yeah. Quick picture. All right. Great. Okay, one more time. She's still back there. She's moving on me. Okay. All right. Congratulations. Thank you, Erin. All right. Next, I would like to invite John Gutierrez up from our East Highlands Ranch region to recognize our schools in East Highlands Ranch. John.
Thank you, and good evening, everybody. Congratulations to all of our schools in Douglas County. So we'd like to recognize the following schools for receiving the John Irwin School of Excellence. Buffalo Ridge Elementary.
Be sure to say her name.
Yep. Principal, Miss Jen Murdoch. Eagle Ridge Elementary, Mr. Doug Humphreys. Rock Canyon High School, Mr. Andy Abner. Rocky Heights Middle School. Miss Ann Gunther here tonight. Timber Trail Elementary, Miss Michelle Radke, Principal. Wildcat Mountain Elementary School, Miss Molly Milley. Winners of both the John Irwin School of Excellence and Governor's Distinguished Improvement Award, Lone Tree Elementary, Miss Mindy Persicina. And Redstone Elementary, Miss Amy Moyle. Congratulations. Congratulations to all the schools at East Highlands Ranch. One more round of applause. Well done. Well done. Good work. So we'll go this way. Great job, guys. Great job, team. Great job, team. This is back to you. Great job. We'll come this way. Great job, guys. Thank you for being with us. Well done. Congratulations, everybody. Well done. Good to see you all. Congratulations. Congratulations. Good job, Dougie. Congratulations, brother.
Thank you. All right. We're a really close bunch in Douglas County Schools, in case you can't tell. All right, next, for the West Highlands Ranch region, I'd like to introduce Executive Director of Schools, Mr. Ian Wells.
I paid them to do that. I'm very proud to announce the award winners from West Highlands Ranch. For our John Irwin School of Excellence award winners, we will start with Bear Canyon Elementary School. Principal Allison Sullivan. Next, we have Copper Mesa Elementary School with Principal Steve Getchell. Next, we have El Dorado Elementary School, Principal Julie Crawford, who is actually sick. So it will be representing Assistant Principal Whitney Hamlin will be accepting the award. Mountain Ridge Middle School with Principal Allison Shaner. Next, we have Northridge Elementary School with Principal Katie Lynch. Next, we have Ranch View Middle School with Principal Erin Kylo. And next, we have Summit View Elementary School with Principal George Bozer. I'm proud to share that we had 5 winners of both the John Irwin School of Excellence and Governor's Distinguished Improvement Award as well. First is Coyote Creek Elementary School with Principal Amy Ronnie. Next, we have Heritage Elementary School with Principal Katie Lawson. She didn't pay them to do that. That was just natural. Next, we have Saddle Ranch Elementary School with Miss Allison Hawk. And I'm proud to share that she's invited Gina Grimes, who was principal last year, who retired, and we are glad you're here. She didn't totally retire. We got her to come back in a different role, so that's a good thing. We also have Singing Creek Elementary School with Miss Pam Pekarik. Highly effective. And last but not least, I'm proud to say Stone Mountain Elementary School with Miss Michelle Frenchie. Congratulations, West Highlands Ranch Region. Thank you for all your work.
This is a big photo, long lens. All right. Our schools are so amazing. All right, next we have Christian Drury to introduce the award winners from the Parker region.
I am Parker proud. We have 4 amazing schools to recognize today for John Irwin Schools of Excellence. The first is Principal Mark Harrell with Franktown Elementary School. Yay. Next, we have Jenny Brown with Gold Rush Elementary. Principal Jean Taylor with Mountain View Elementary. And we have Principal Laura Bennett with former Principal Kara Tiedemann, who moved to Southern California. She retired, left us last year. We'd like to honor them both tonight for Northeast Elementary. I'm so glad you came over. She's hard to see, but she's back there. I am Parker proud. Thanks, you guys. Thanks, you guys. I'm so proud of you guys. Yay, 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 yay.
All right. And I'd like to have our Director of Choice Programming, Gordon Mosier, come up and introduce our Charter School Award winners.
Good evening. As the Director of Choice Programming, I get to help have conversations with parents all across the district about all the fantastic choices that they have. And whether you choose one of our outstanding neighborhood schools or one of our outstanding charters, we have amazing choice options in Douglas County. You cannot go wrong in the choice that you make in Douglas County. We have fantastic schools. So very proud to bring these award winners up. Our John Irwin Schools of Excellence Academy Charter School. Principal Erin McMillan. Ben Franklin Academy, Principal Diana Simpson. Challenge to Excellence Charter School, Principal Liz Dugan. North Star Academy, Principal Kendra Hosfeld here. Okay. Platte River Academy, Principal Becky Bonner. Renaissance Secondary School, Principal Amy Stewart. STEM School, Highlands Ranch, Principal Lynn Ann Kowaleski. We do have some winners of both the John Irwin Schools of Excellence and the Governor's Distinguished. This is a unique case. American Academy has 3 campuses. They all have received both awards. So American Academy Charter School, please. Principal Tammy Bostic. The final award is for both the John Irwin School of Excellence and the Colorado 2023 National Blue Ribbon School. There were only 4 schools in the state of Colorado to receive this award. Very proud of Parker Core Knowledge Charter School.
Big long lens. All right, I'll stay right here. Thank you. Good job. All right. Going this way. You guys can pick any direction. All right. So, I hope you all can see how incredibly proud we are of the work that we do in Douglas County, of our amazing schools, our school leaders, our teachers, our support staff, all the people that are out there every day. And most importantly, we are so incredibly proud of the amazing children that attend Douglas County schools. And we are so thankful to their parents and to our community members for entrusting us with the future and with your children. We care for them every day, and we are so, so excited to have them in our schools. For those of you who are community members, thank you. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for your support for our schools. Thank you for your support for our students and our staff. And we strive always at Douglas County Schools to make sure that Douglas County is the very, very best place to live in the world, and the best place to go to school, and the best place to work. Thank you so much for being here tonight. You are welcome to stay. Please have some cookies. I feel like we got 1,000, so have some more. Thank you, thank you. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening.